Hello, I'd like to welcome you all to today's broadcast. My name is Elias Munsha. Welcome. I definitely have several things for us to look at. And so, if you are able to share this link to as many people as possible, please do so. So, I'm coming live from Calgary, Alberta. Here it's about 13 hours, so 1:02 p.m. And I understand it's 21 hours Chwempala time. Okay. So 1:21 hours Chwempala time, and it's a weekend. So bars are now open. So some of you might be in bars or something like that. Anyway, so this is weekend. It's going to be a long weekend here in Alberta because on Sunday and Monday, we have what is known as Canadian Thanksgiving. So it's going to be quite an interesting weekend. Canadian Thanksgiving, that's when all of Canadians come together over a very big meal to give thanks to God or to Providence for this wonderful country. The weather is becoming, we are getting into the autumn season, which is fall season. We are already in it actually. And so the leaves are shedding, they're turning yellow and orange. Very, very beautiful sight to see. Okay. So if you are able to share to as many people as possible, please do so. If you've not yet liked our page, please do so. Elias Munsha, just like it. On YouTube as well, if you are able to on YouTube, please make sure that you subscribe. That's very important because we want to raise some numbers for YouTube as well. Okay. Now, first of all, there is an issue with the Elections Commission of Zambia. Now, we're going to talk about the Elections Commission of Zambia. Now, just as an advice to everyone, if you have not yet registered electronically as a voter, pre-registration, please do so. Okay? And how do you do it? You just follow the links on the Electoral Commission of Zambia website, and then you register. I'm going to share that link here so that you can see and register. Please do so. We still have issues of whether this registration exercise is going to go to all the parts of the country. But before we even talk about our relatives in the village, the first thing that we must deal with is you people in the urban areas. Okay, you people in the urban areas, please, you people in the urban areas, do not forget to register as voters. You have access to cell phones, you have access to websites, you have access to data, you have access to bundles. So there is no reason why you should not register as voters. Okay, so please do so. Register as voter. Register. As far as this is concerned, we are not going to excuse it. It's inexcusable for you not to register as voters, so please do so. I know that there is the issue of whether there should be this voter registration. That's a secondary issue. Let those people that are fighting it continue to fight, but as far as you are concerned, please make sure that you register as a voter because you've got to kill two birds with one stone. Okay, don't let it prevent you from registering. So register. Okay. The next thing is there was a president's meeting yesterday in Lusaka at Mlungushi. Was it yesterday or 3 days ago? So there was this meeting that brought all the presidents. President Lungu was there, HH was there, Kambwili was there, and several other presidential aspirants, okay? You'll be surprised at how many political parties Zambia has. Zambia has quite a lot of political parties. Anyway, so they went and they were there, and apparently, we understand that the director of the ECZ collapsed during the meeting. Now, I need to be extremely sensitive. If he collapsed as a result of illness, we should not be making fun of people that are actually ill or sick, okay? But from the investigations we've done, the gentleman is okay, he's not sick. So that collapsing was not at all related to any tangible illness. If it's an illness, he better let us know so that we stop mocking him, okay? Because it's not good to mock the sick, because we are all potentially sick people. So we should not be mocking anyone who is sick. But the gentleman was not sick at all, right? Because he's a healthy individual otherwise, but he collapsed. Now, from the way I'm looking at this issue, I think the only thing that could have caused him to collapse perhaps was hunger, insala, because this is why I always emphasize, no matter what responsibilities you have for your country, please take care of yourself. And one of the most tangible ways you can take care of yourself is to eat in the morning. Very, very important. Have some breakfast. Even if it's one slice of bread, or even if it's mango, or cassava, or chingovwa, or tobwa, whatever you have to eat in the morning, please eat something, okay? Because it will be very, very embarrassing, extremely embarrassing for you while you are performing your duties to collapse. And it's not because now, Luala, no, because of insala. Very, very dangerous, okay? So I'm advising every one of you, please, make sure that at least you eat something. Make sure that you eat, so that you avoid these things of collapsing into wingi, And when you go to the doctors, what exactly happened? And doctors are not going to do anything. They will just give you some food. And they give you some porridge. Like what happened to the ECZ director. So please make sure that you eat, And then at the hospital, they even have a technical word for it. If you collapse as a result of insala, which is a sudden drop in energy levels, when you do that at the hospital, they will just say that they're going to do their tests, of course, and they're going to say that the reason why you've collapsed is lack of glucose. Now, it sounds very scientific, right? Lack of glucose. It's simple. If you're lacking glucose, ninsala. And so the only solution there is to give you a little bit of zigolo and a little bit of of food for you to come back to your energy again. And so please take care of yourselves. And it's not just about serious professions, all the professions across the board, be it a teacher, nurses, even nurses, they need to be taking care of themselves, because you are there out there healing everyone, and yet you're not taking good care of yourself. So take some time off, leave the line, go and eat a little bit, take a walk, take care of yourself, and then go back to serve the people, because you see, the nature of this world, it will just go on. If you die, trying to save the entire world, you know what will happen? The world will forget and life will go on. Like that gentleman, you see, I think he's overworking himself, he's stressing a lot, and in addition to that, he's not taking very good care of himself. That's why in the face of all the presidents, the energy could not just be there to sustain him. He blacked out. Very, very terrible. And so please take care of yourself, because we want you to be around for a lot more time. The Bible says that your temple, your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. So even the Holy Spirit wants to have your temple, your body. So make sure that in that body of yours, you are taking good care of it by having very good habits. Like and you are off the door, to go and save the world. Love, when you die, this world will just move on. Because abantu bakalira fye on the first day, bakaloshe on the second day, ichimbo cha maliro on the third day, and then the fourth day life continues as if no kubapota walipo. So why should you try to kill yourself over things that are going to forget you? No. Take care of yourself, eat, and make sure that that you're okay. Okay. Even pastors, because I'm a pastor myself and I've worked as a pastor for a very long time. Pastors do not take care of themselves. That's a huge problem. Busy serving others. But breakfast. I could eat any breakfast. It's not good for you okwevati tukasange ati you are in trouble. Okay, that's it about about the blackout of the ECZ director. Very terrible. Okay, if it's discovered that actually he was actually sick, truly sick, like no, sorry, for mocking the sick. Otherwise, we understand that he's a fit man, he's okay guy, he's not sick, and so it is leaving us to speculate why he collapsed. From my own speculation, he collapsed because he was trying to save the entire Zambia without taking care of himself. Okay? So what do you think about self-care? Are you doing enough to take care of yourselves? Are you taking, what are you doing to take care of yourself? Right? Professionals, what are you doing to take care of yourself? Laborers, everyone, what are you doing to take care of yourself? It's important. Please, do not just go on saving the world without taking care of your body. Sometimes it's simple exercises. They help, like walking. Because some of you are like me. Well, you grow up in Chuempala and then you make it big and you have a car and you have very good meals. You realize that you begin putting on weight in very interesting areas. Okay? Now, that weight is not good or anything like that. What I'm saying is that we need to prioritize what? Taking care of ourselves. Like eating breakfast and even doing a little bit of exercise, like a little run or walking or something like that. It's very important. Because after all this is done, people are going to forget. So if it means running a little bit, that's how I started running, because naturally I'm not a very athletic person, but I realized that that this body required a little bit of work, because sometimes if we ever on that we can't have health problems. You see? If you have a smaller body niche, you cannot have health problems. But you can. That's why you need to take care of yourself. Eat well. Have good eating patterns. The other thing is have a life of a little bit of exercise. For me, I was just working all the time, and law is such a stressful profession. And sometimes I wonder, why on earth did I decide to do this? But it's extremely stressful because you are stressed by what you are doing, a lot of reading. So all the movies you watch about what lawyers do is like 0.01% of what actually lawyers do. We have to review huge documents like this one, like 4 of these or 5 of these every day. And then you have to write like a dissertation every week when you are going to court. It's like a dissertation you are writing over and over again. So it's very easy to do what? To get stressed. And so you need to take care of yourself. That's how I started running. So when I do a little bit of run, I feel extremely fit. And I think I'm handling pressure a little bit better. Okay? So very important. Okay? So are we done with the ECZ director? Oh, the nurses are correcting us. It's known as hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia, which is just a fancy word for saying ninsala. Nishtauride. Gawafenta because you've not eaten. Hypoglycemia. At ninsala. Insala is hypoglycemia. Muchisungu. Hypoglycemia. So when I posted this, some were saying, no, it's not correct to say that the gentleman was hungry because he has a lot of money. No, some people who go hungry, it's not because they don't have food. They actually think that what they are doing out there is much more important than eating. They have a lot of pressure. Now, imagine if you are the ECZ director. You have pressure from Kambwili, you have pressure from Hakainde Hichilema, you have pressure from Edgar Lungu, and then you have pressure from innocent bystanders and noisemakers like me. Okay, so you have a lot of pressure from all angles. So as a result of that pressure, you may not prioritize taking care of yourself. You might be thinking, no, I'll just dash off in the morning and go to save the world. No, okay? This world will go on. If you die as the ECZ director, mailo tokavika poumbi. Nokulosha sana ati yo chavi pashindano afwa. Nechimbo cha mariro. Fwebena luwapula. Tuwalikosa mchimbo cha mariro. Ukukulosha sana. Nishna ufwa. And what led to your death? At your mkwainicho, you were rushing very early in the morning to go and save the country. No. At feed and discharge, it was very common in the mines. Muka mumbake skaya chisha. At feed and discharge. Yeah, I'm wondering. If you feel because of bad eating habits. And it's not just about ability at yom kwa ini chwa bantu tawakwete fiakodia. Bambina wakwata ne fiakodia. You are just overburdening our hospital systems with eat and feed and discharge. No. Take care of yourself. Eat. Uluchelo. Chijabo wacha. Wazukusa mkanwa. Wanu wa menshi. Wadia. Wadiako. Whatever it is. Sobola wadia. At least. Pamala pa umfuika kogwino. Elo nomba waya into the. Now, ngatapali, that's another problem, okay? Ngatapali, that's another thing that we can talk about. But kuli mumweba kwete. Awa kweba tubunangani na busy. Ati you are busy. Team busy. Mumwema team busy imwe. Muleke imisango. Shivi sana. Mukasevana. Umulandu wa hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia. Lack of glucose mumubiri. So don't do that. All right. Okay. So now the gentleman is okay. He in fact traveled to Malawi to go and borrow generators. Okay. So when we say that it's very difficult for the Zambian ECZ to register 9 million voters in 30 days, this is what we mean. In fact, he was rushing to finish the presidential summit so that he can then fly to Lilongwe, or is it Blantyre, to go and convince Avena Malawi ama generators so that we can use them when the exercise begins on October 28. What do you think? Right? So when we object that it's very difficult to register 9 million voters, this is what we mean. It's not that we are just trying to be malicious or we have no confidence in the system or anything like that. No. What we are concerned about is just the logistics, common sense. How can you register 9 million voters in 30 days? It's extremely difficult. That's why the gentleman had to go ku Malawi, ku Blantyre, na ku Lilongwe, to go and beg our Malawian cousins generators to use across Zambia. You see, Malawi is a smaller country logistically, so you can easily distribute generators. Number if we are bigger. How many times are we bigger than Malawi? Zambia is about 747,000 square kilometers. How big is Malawi? Malawi can go into Zambia how many times? 10 times? Right? So it's very easy logistically to cover Malawi than it is to cover Zambia. Anyway, we're going to Malawi to borrow some generators so that we can carry out the voter registration exercise. It will be very difficult. Why should we be depending on, that's the thing. Why should we be depending on miracles? Because ngawabe pshaba ECZ ifine. If ofwena Zambia twalitemwa sana miracles. Oh no, it will just happen. Particularly if pente. Oh no, it will happen. How will it happen? No, the Lord will just do miracles. It's true. Ama miracles yala chitika. No, but the first miracle that God has given us is common sense. Fimo ifintuku mfefe common sense. Kutu wamona at 9 million voters registration in 30 days is not feasible. For a country that is just beginning to use ICT. That ICT cannot work in Zambia. What we are saying is that for a country that is just beginning to use ICT, why should you completely depend on ICT and reduce the voter registration period to only 30 days? In the past, your summer voters registration thing, they were taking sometimes a year. Register. No, that's the 3 months, that's the extent. That's the extent, that's the extent. That's what used to happen. Because ama logistics. Yeah, sure. I Numbati yona bakwata ICT logistics. Efyo chibe fintu, mwatolokela pa fintu ifyo yako stamula fichitana na grasp wino. Mwebele no, we are going to embrace ICT and we are going to register 9 million people in 30 days. Anyway, all of you make this miracle happen, okay? If you are able to listen to me right now, please go ahead and register, pre-register as a voter. For you, there is no excuse. Let us struggle with people that are in the village. But as for you, there is no excuse. Okay? Chipo Banda. Okay, hypoglycemia. Okay, thank you. Twaum for your hypoglycemia. Robert Banda, hunger-like exercise is actually very good for the body. Please take time to listen to Dr. David Sinclair. Papa sana. Robert Banda, what are you talking about? Ati hunger-like exercise is actually very good for the body. Breakfast. Breakfast before you get busy with your day, you eat breakfast. You eat breakfast. Obviously the problem was the breakfast. You know? By meaning na papodium umuntu wa fenta blackout. Nishi yalenga ninsala. Or as the nurses are calling it, hypoglycemia. Meaning tamuli glucose mumubiri. So ngatamuli glucose mumubiri, the body can't function, so it shuts down temporarily. To send a message to you, okweva atikadiye, bambi mwepa kulia kano festu umubiri wa shupa, umubiri wa china shut down, ero wayadia. No, take time off. Evyo mbeba na ine, abo mbomba na bopano pa company, ndabeba njebere, ifi ya lo ifi, luenu. So kufireka wabike ifima files pa site, waya wadia, ero wawera. In fact, you even stay away from the computer. Nama emails vyonze wachita stay away. Waya wadia, ngale. Chita wadia, ero wawere la panchito. Not yukule bomba. No. It might work for very few people. Now, it's not good manners, because when God said that go and dominate the earth, alefo kowa tuleria, echo akuperera kano, ukusheta, ngale wa sheta, chira wa sheta nomba, ero wako hata maka, Notu wa yakuli ba doctor, pima, ero wasanga tulifye bwino, ngolu mbolo wa vena mulemena, atimayo ulifye bwino, ubu afya, abalume bobe, besa na abakolwa. Nomba iwe doctor nga baya kupima bagalanda tulifye bwino ubu afya ninsala tawalire breakfast. Beki atishana atinsala kapondo muntu kulya, very very important, muntu kusheta. Now we're not saying that you abuse eating. No. Kulya yako tonturu chero pamala patikamako. Imagine, because you are going to be talking to presidents, talking to presidents, doing anything, saving your patients, whatever it is, or something. Sandosh, online voter registration is something else. The time frame is just too little. Yes, it is just too little. Yeah, it's just too little. But let us make it easier. Even if it's just too little, let us make it easier. Everybody here, go and do the pre-registration. I'm going to send the link towards the end of our broadcast. I'm going to put it there so that you can click it and register. Please do so. If you can help somebody else register, please do so. Very important. Okay? Let's help one another under these circumstances. It's very important. David Denzo Munkombwe, I once had that problem one time. I only woke up with 2 zigolos. This is extremely serious. People, we are supposed to be talking about policy issues here, Very important things like what is happening. No, matulelanda pali zigolo. Imagine. It means it's an issue. David Denzo Kakombwe has said it. Makombe, David Enzo Makombe, ewa alando kobati na owine alifenda. omulando wa hypoglycemia ate abuukire due to zigolo baaliesa mupeerako glucose zigolo eyalengera okuba batabuuke. It's very serious. So nomba, it's extremely serious. You know, iria shiria kulia no kufenda. Iria shiria ansala. Okay? Blessings Barnabas Bamunsha, please sometimes verify your facts, Kwena. You made me believe that the second phase was suspended, sir. Right now, NRCs are being issued. No. Your blessings. I never said that the second phase has been suspended. What I said was the second phase has been postponed because if my machine, if you are bomba kubabemba, if you are cross Kafue River, if you landed. So I don't know where you are getting it. Such that they now postponed the issuance of NRCs. When you postpone the issuance of NRCs, mobile registration, you affect the calendar for registration. Simple common sense. If you have a huge population in Southern Province, and then instead of issuing mobile NRCs in 5 days, and then you postpone it, it means it's going to have a ripple effect on registration of voters. That's what I was saying. Now, that is mobile issuance of NRCs. The other thing is the actual normal offices that issue NRCs. There are two things. There is mobile, and then there is the regular issuance of NRCs. In Southern Province, even the regular issuance of NRCs hit a roadblock. You could see lines, long lines, regular issuance of NRCs, not mobile registration. So I was saying, why should that be a problem when other areas, like in our village, Kumilenge, to nyantamofe muma NRCs? Yaba fe kona kalimo mabula kuwe fe waswa ama NRCs. All I was saying was fine ya divida ma NRCs Kumilenge. Eve yafuira okutiba kwesa kuchipata nakubatonga nakubalozi konse. You know, that is all I was saying. There are no NRCs. What I was saying was that if my machine if you're my NRCs, both regular and mobile, and because we kept talking about it, we have seen some signs of poverty. They have suddenly started doing the right thing. That is as it should be. But I'm not going to apologize for having pointed out that issue. We are one Zambia, one nation. If you are going to take NRCs, available. We give it to our people. From across the river. Kukatanga. They come. They're getting NRCs. Number, why should people in Joma have to line up 1 kilometer or 500 meters in order to obtain an NRC? Why? No. Because you begin making it very complicated for opposition strongholds. That no, it's just normal. It just so happens. No. That is what we are talking about. No. Musa Abramat Mukuka Kelvin has been arrested. Anso is very courageous. Mukuka Kelvin, I commend your courage. Keep up with the good work, Mukuka Kelvin. Okay? Keep it up. Please continue doing what you are doing. Pafu abantu, pashala bantu, te umuntu, atushu, pekona kalimo katuishi. No. And we are appealing to the Zambia police to be reasonable. You know? Zambia is not a police state. Zambia is a democracy. Every Zambian has the right to freely assemble, to express their opinions, to say something. Nangulata fire panga mano, umwina Zambia alikuwate ensambu ya kulanda. No mushiri amano mwine alikuwate ensambu. No kulanda abena Zambia alikuwate ensambu. Tabakwata fi ensambu ati bafuri warande fili ifi kweta amano. No, na ifi shikweta amano fine, umwina Zambia has all the rights. Freedom of expression tailanda tiyo kanshi mulelanda lero mulelanda fye ifye umuli amano. No mushiri amano kulanda, because that is the freedom. Because who is going to judge? If Umudiamano no Mushiriamano? No. Zambians have the liberty. Zambians have the freedom to associate. No, but they are arresting people for assembling. That is pathetic. Extremely pathetic. We cannot agree. Okay, but this is the Zambia that is our country. No, it is not. It is not right. Okay, but bakapokola bale yikata abantu nokukanya abantu to have free meetings. No. You know. Fine chiluba atekere. You know. Chiluba atekere. People were free. In fact, in 2001, remember this. MMD rebels, what Michael Sata called MMD rebels, they held a huge rally 2001 at Freedom Square, including the country's vice president. Chiluba did not send soldiers that you go and stop them. No. That is the spirit of freedom. That is who we are as a country. Nombaba Lungu, where has he gotten this idea, Kovati? People cannot freely assemble. All of Michael Sata's people in 2010, 2009, 2011, when they compare what used to happen then and what is happening now, they're saying something has changed. Rupia Banda used to allow people to freely campaign. Sata awi nine. It was free campaign. Mupashi wa freedom wa wina Zambia. Wina Zambia udia. Number suddenly, under President Lungu, he wants to unleash a dictatorship. Yomgwai, imweba Lungu nga mwafiru okuteka. Fumeni pofye. Oko chiroko bat mulete chimfulungania. Te chalo chobe. Chalo chabe na Zambia. Abe na Zambia eba sala. Atiwe wala teka ko. Nomba iwo wateka. Owa umfwa chalowa. Chawa misha. Ama none yachiramo. Ati yomgwai, I'm going to forbid others from meeting. Yomgwai. When you became president, you saw, Waimena Bible, Auti, I'm going to preside over this country using the law and the constitution. Constitution, air to pay freedom of association. No, my mama take at yom kwai chandi, iyo munete chove. Ala, kwa divai? At yom kwai, this person is humble. Nomba wambo kukakatire chintu chichirite chove chabe na Zambia. It's Zambians aba kwata constitution. Elo constitution yabe bate. They are free to mingle. Iyo aisapo webere no. This is all mine. Nomba mweba lando ko batu yumuntu alitekanya. Nomba kutekanya kwa msango shanyo. Usho kutekanya kono pamenso. Aine. Ukutekanya kwa pamenso atiyo mkoya ati balitekanya atiyo balitekanya pamenso bantu benda so lero efyale echita tafyatekanya nishukutekanya kwa msa nishukutekanya kwa bukerenka mama kutekanya kwa bukerenka okutekanya kwa bufi bantu kwena na utekanya ule moneka kona kali mu mulilesa kanshi teresa alimo yo ni chiwa bantu chiwa ngalenga ukwebati iwe was bakupera ati wabakateka nomba wambukukani aba nobe even churches na tumvu ati kangombe alisa ya mukulanda na pastors kukitwe ama pastors amuita ati satukupepereko tumfwe ama prayer request ukwete kainge pa pente intercession bamuita kangombe ati saku intercession tukupepereko na yotu webeko program ukwete bakapokola okuya chita stop meeting ya washimapepo. Nomba imwe ba pente ndefo ya munje beko ba pente banandi. Why should you continue supporting umuntu wako bati? Telesa yo. If bakapokola bachita show up, elo ba milesha imwe ko bati tete mupepe. Tete mulande na kangombe. Nishiniresa. Yo mkwai. Diana, it's true. Bonze should be afforded the right to have NRCs. Mukoka Kelvin has been arrested. It's very sad. It is sad. Ukobatwaka Pokola will be arresting people for peaceful protests. Elo Kelvin Mukoka attached quite a placard that he was using ale pitomwini. Na kwata na placard. Na lemba poto nto. pali placard. It's not illegal. It's not illegal. This idea that Zambians should get permission from the police is not part of Zambian law. Let me be very clear, because some of our people get confused. This idea of getting permission from the police is not part of Zambian law. The Public Order Act does not say that Zambians need the permission from the police in order for them to gather. That is not the position of Zambian law. Zambian law says that we are free to associate and assemble. That is Zambian law. If you can provide your own security, you can go ahead and hold assemblies. You only need to notify the police. Epela. This assembly natukwata na security yesu elo mwachita notify bakapokola bachita assess security elo bamye batoke bane okay tukamitumina kukapokola umonangu babiri to help you. The police are supposed to be there to facilitate the enjoyment of people's freedoms of assembly. They are not there to curtail the people's freedoms of assembly. No, but this idea ya kubati yoba kapokoleba kumipera permission. Even MP wako kapiri. Atali ya muko chita donate ama bricks. Ama bricks ya kupangira katuishifi ya kupanga. Baka pokola ba muchita block. An MP. At you don't have a permit. An MP. This is not normal. This is not right. We are not going to tolerate it. MP, they just donate ama blocks. And yet, ama patriotic front thugs, bamo, ama gadas, they are free to assemble at any time. Which means policing in Zambia is political instead of it being based on the constitution and Zambian law. Okay? Saboy, but they never had Facebook and Twitter. If it was there, they would have done both the groundwork and social media. Oh, sorry, Shiremona, the response, but yes, I agree with you. Zambia is imagine Judith Grace life. Zambia is a Christian nation when it fits President Lungu. No. Owina Christo, it's to let everyone enjoy the freedoms of their country. Owina Christo. Kuvaleka avena Zambia. Even Zambian, we have what is known as amayendere. Amayendere means a Zambian can move anywhere they want. Kuimafie. No mungulu. You don't even have to have a reason. As long as Patumba, you are okay. Kuima from Chipata, wani in a bus. It takes you to Lusaka. You check yourself in a hotel or in a lodge. Whatever it is. Tomorrow you go to Mongu. From Mongu you go to Kasempa. That is known as amayendere. Those are liberties. You don't need police permission anywhere. Amayendere. That is why the people fought for freedoms in Zambia. Amayendere. Ukuyendela. Kulanda kuipingula fewe mwinewe kati derona alaenda ko waya. Umungulu waya mukusea. Those are liberties that our people are supposed to enjoy. And freedoms. Kapokola. Tafuire aisa kuiminikati yo mkwai waya kuisa. No. Ati haka inde ichile malefu makuisa kulukasha kulialushire. Alebwera tabwerere ku Lusaka by road. Eberawe na ala station na ala pasukira ko pa mpika. Mboneko the constituents office. Bakapokolo kumukanya. Imwe. This is serious. Bakapokolo kumukanya ichile mat no, you can't visit your UPND office in Kanchibia and you don't have a permit. All right? No. Amayendere. Secondly, amaisosele. Very important. Amayendere na amaisosele. Amaisosele. Meaning, the ability of every Zambian to say what they want. No kusabaira kuine. It is protected by the constitution. Amaisosele. nensere shimo shimo maisosere, they are part of amaisosere shimo shimo shanda tinsere shonse no shimo shimo, you know, imiponto shimo shimo, you know, you are free amaisosele, you know, the freedom amaisosele, very important, amayendere amaisosele. These are constitutional liberties, freedoms that are granted to us as a people by the constitution of our country, not by the individual, not by the police, not by Honorable Kampyongo, but by the constitution, which says imamwebe na Zambia, you are free. Ama isosele, nama yendele, you know. It's very important. Okay. So what then? That's it on ECZ. That's it on the ECZ director, and that's it on police permits and the ability to protest and assemble and enjoy all these liberties. So we as a people, we must not tolerate it. Kukana tawo mkwai yo fwebeni mwatusangire with these liberties nga mwala tupokolera shane fwebeni twalikwatira ma liberties aya ayo constitution yatupera, you know, freedom. At what righteousness mwatipalina righteous au mkwaita paba righteousness aparia mwa izura satana telesa abamoyo ndemyebera pofi letimi bepeina ati yo mkwai muliresa mulie yo mkwaita muliresa muli satana muli shetani ichiwa, it's not God. Lesa kui you mean kwena kuti uleteka elo umulumendo binwe ompundu happy birthday mpundu atali akubuchi mukutandala bakapokola bamwika tati it's illegal assembly. Is that God? You tell me. Niresa akainde ichirema cannot visit his constituency office in Kanchibia. Is that God? No, lesa mulemu bepesha afya imwe muli masatanics. Uleme bomfyeni chiwa telesa iyo bantu amubalesa mumutima mumwenu nga muleko nkefunde lyachalo nga muledi chindika bantu tetu umuchinshi ukula mwena vyo muchinshi mumiendere na tumuwena mumichitire. Okay, efyo balandira abangeresho kwe bati wolves in sheep's skin, which means balemoneka fya batekania like sheep kanshi inside it's wolves. It's wolves inside. So we cannot be overtaken by if umuntu wale moneka ati yo mkwaya babantu bali tekanya iyo tabatekanya nibakerenka. Bantu amubalesa kwena amubalesa no lusenge pololi nga muchereka nishi today muchereka is still in jail in a Christian nation on trumped up charges. What are the charges? At aggravated robbery. To date, there has been no evidence that has been led. Even preliminary hearing ku magistrate bali laba konokulaba. Nomba imwenga mulive na Kristo. Okay. At least garaptira mwaikata omuntu. Kumwikata with something that is plausible. Ati umuntu achitireshani umulandu apangire niuyo. Not mwaya panga fyo umulandu mwaikata omuntu. Elo chile mwikata. Na kukoti tamumutuwere. Mama. You see the unfairness of this spirit. Na kukoti mwakano okumutuwala. Ero mwalanda ati mulive na Kristo alabane. Abantu nga balefuwayo okuyiponona. Kanji kuzitu wasenda ni stage. Umubalwiro olukuli boxing ni muring. Elo tuwabeba ati mwe kanji nga mlefu okuyiponona. Use your own power muyiponone. Never use state power. That is the thing. Because the power of the state belongs to the people of Zambia. It belongs to Tongas, to Bembas, to Ushis, to Lundas, to Lenjes, to Bizas. It belongs to all of us equally. That is what it means. So you cannot use the weight of the state to fix someone else. If you want to fix someone else, we can make a ring for you. On your own, using your own God-given power. You see, your own God-given power. In the ring. Na TV to watch the broadcast. Na pa live hapa to alango kobati HH na Edgar Lungu balei ponona in the ring. But one thing you cannot do, and you should never do, is to use the power of the state, the power of force. That's the thing. Okay, if you want to use state force, nishkanshi naena mupere niko, naena muchereka naena mupere niko tukapokola na ama soja, ero nomba barwe. But you cannot use the machineries of the state okutitikisha abantu in the Zambian democracy. Ishire lando kwa tu mundu tete alufyanye, umulandu mume baukumpula fye, olepita fye uyo umulandu paliwe. But what is needed is level-headedness in dealing with all these problems. Ngamwamwika to muntu wale niko court wangu. Ngamwamwika to muntu kumwikata no kumupela ama charges aya palene ko nephew achitire. That is what it means for the rule of law. Once as human beings, twalikuwa takaliaka mupashi aka a little bit of hatred. Chamuntu alikuwa takalia a little bit of hatred. The reason why the Constitution protects citizens is because it is assumed ukwewa chumuntu no matter if watekania ngakwata ko a little bit of power kuti apena ati nishi ya mupenya efyo mumweno omuntu ati uyu nishi ya mupenya power because power ichitakona kani moireranda nayo efyo no mbashani ifunde lyabela kopako bati chira waya mukuteka nga watampo okusabaira ifunde lyako chitashani lyako chita put you in your place efyo chitika kulikateka. So nomba yote itiwe kateka wa monati you have beef with some people. Nomba wala baswakisha wakapokola. Uliaka mwikateni. Iyo mkwai. Iteku teka kulia iyo. Nishwambo kutitikisha abantu. Pako wati nomba wale chitashani. Kanofye yuwa wale kusapota weka. Iyo. Zambia is a democracy. Kuliwa mwa wakasapota. Bambita wakasapote. They are all Zambians equally. That's what it means. So you engata wipekenye to be a president of Zambia fumapo wafiru woko teka ushire ko bambi abakachindika constitution ya chalo constitution ya chalo. So namba pa 18 bonse tukaya muku pepa noku ichefye sana eyo mkwai. You shall know them by their fruits. Ngale tula angeni ko some fruits. Ama fruits yako alesa. But pachalo we have very limited time. So why you kula titikisha? Aba nobi uleva titikisha. Ngoli chaume sana. Tari kuvale kai. Nombanga tauri chaume. Kwamba kofi nombo titikisha. Kutia uyalande ko wanyanda. Nomba, you see the problem is fuebe na Zambia. You know tuwali kwata ko kariaka kulanda, you know. It's part of democracy. It's God's gift. So kukabonfya no kulanda no kumwebera pwati yo mkwai wakateka apa mwalufyanya ifitefunde yo fumeni po mubike po bambi. That is the freedom. That is the spirit of freedom. That's the spirit of freedom. Let's push on. Wise man, you want to come on? Namkwata kwejashi Mambwe.
Mwawomben.
Mkwayalen leten amutishan.
Okay, my main point is okay, I'm finding the difficulty in Zambia whereby everyone wants to just a simple criticism to criticize the president or those in government. Everyone is being crucified as if he has committed a crime. I think we should be told what democracy is and why we have democracy at the moment. because especially for those who are in the ruling party, for example, you may find that PF officials or PF supporters will be all over the country campaigning, talking about politics and everything, what and what. But when others in the other parties wants to do the same thing, which which the same PF people are doing, they will be crucified to say, arrest them. Even the police will be all over the country looking for those people. Now, I'm finding it difficult as to what is really happening. And another example which just happened recently, just yesterday. Oh, sorry, we have been road shaded. Another example which just happened yesterday. You will find that those in the opposition, especially UPND and NDC youths, applied for the permit or informed the police to say we want to peacefully protest. But now the police themselves came out very strongly to say, no, we cannot police your protest because of we don't have manpower. But look at the numbers of the police officers who were in the streets yesterday in Lusaka. We had a lot of police officers all over the city looking for those who will be protesting. Now I'm very disappointed. I'm finding it difficult to understand what is happening.
It's true, Bamambo. No, Bamambo, it's true. I agree. You see? And thank you very much, Brother Mambo. No, I agree. Because if the police say that they don't have manpower to police the protest, where do they get the manpower from to send armed paramilitaries to stop the protests? It's pretty sad. I agree with you, Brother Mambo. Wise man. Lete nidia jachan.
Awe upon mamona ka video da vikrepo pantulenda erote tinsumi nokupuswa streaming yenu nangu chibeshani ndingire na space ndi viviri pamukuzi
Nalelo Twaleta.
Mkwai. To start with, I think even me, I'm very disappointed with the way the police, the ECZ, they are handling things in Zambia. I can borrow the word of Dr. Kamwiri, where I said they are putting the country on fire. You know, that's why Naresa Mukuru, Ambia nokuba Shafiria, Kufenta Muchinto Wingi. I think my signs yakwebati things are not okay. Eto nemflare okay my robu bisana mu Zambia. But I think Naresa winade monata. I think enough is enough.
Ba wise man bushikanji tensala ida ba fentere ba shindano.
Ni pressure idia kaidi nina pressure yakwe bati ulebe pa nefi no shinka na ufishi ba mutima mumiobe ero mwasangati na omwana wa mutonga aisa mufwika makweshonya ya mapoint ya shinka go bati ngasu kama ansa ni shaka kabalaba ikerezina bayikumbata palia so bakufundisha mansa yaja pressure ya
hii ya umfika twatotera ba wise man tukesha ko na mairo na kaidi. Thank you very much. Awo kwena mwandini ba wise man balanda nshabwegeshepo because na balanda ngamlefu okumvife balandire you can rewind ngayapo a broadcast. It's very serious. Nimbona on the Facebook here abantu barechita curse bare mutipa ruba batipa iyo mkwai mwira mutipa mufyashi nabana alikwata nabeshukuru alikwata so awe take mutipa. The only thing that can happen is for you to continue telling him that no era tege chalo kona kali muninga nda yako ichalo chali kwata kale constitution ichalo chali kwata kale ama rules afuire achindika Zambian law epela. Okay, now one last thing on how the UPND can win or how the opposition can win. If the opposition does not come together, let me make it very clear. If you don't come together, it's very difficult to win. That's it. That's why if it is the UPND that is going to lead this alliance, you've got to be very honest. Okay? Malawi, the opposition came together. No, the opposition only came together when there was a second rerun. That's it. So in Zambia, you can't say that, no, we are going to bring the opposition together. The best thing is to bring the opposition together now. That's the only way out. Now, if you are going to bring the opposition together now, are you going to be choosing No. That's why all those that are opposed that you, HH and Chimbakambwiri cannot work together. Why can't they? Because Chimbakambwiri was responsible for some of the disastrous policies of the PF. Of course, he may have been responsible for some of them. Lero muntu ali monoko bati ba PF tababa bwino. And he left. Ali monoko bati ba lungu batekanye vyabufi bufi nibakerenka afumako. So why can't you work with him? Right? It's common sense. If you want to form government as UPND, as the opposition, you've got to work with everyone. That's just the reality. There is no other reality here. So because the UPND cannot, since the UPND is the main opposition, right? So we've got to be just factual. Let's just be factual. It is the UPND here, all right? Because they are the biggest opposition party. So if they are going to lead, if they are going to lead the opposition alliance, it's got to be a big hat. Okay, so all those concerns that you have, whatever, no, you throw them out. What do? You open your house wide. Inganda moayisula. Pakobati bonse vese vengiremo. Because the voters that are going to vote for the UPND, some of them are PF sympathizers. So what do you do as UPND? You make a message that is targeted to the people of Zambia, including PF cadres and PF supporters. That's how you win. You cannot win just by saying that, no, you're just going to cater it to the people that have been supporting you all along. You've got to broaden. Everybody that you broaden the what? The coalition. You broaden it. So number kuleta muna bamoba kobat but mwadishi bata baniba problem. Aba problem bene, they are part of Zambians. Kuba become. Number if you go too much, too hard on all the people that worked with Lungu, you're going to you can't form government, unfortunately, right? So to form it, broaden the coalition, welcome as many people as possible, cater a message that goes to the people of Zambia, including PF cadres and PF supporters. That's why enough changed. Cadres are not a problem. PF cadres, they are my fellow cadres. That's what I tell them. They are very good people, very nice people. They've just been misled by a Kelenka. Epela. Wabachitrefe deceived by Kakerenka. So nomba ndebe boko bati yomkwai. Nangu mwamona tibareba itekanya niba Kerenka. Epela. So do not be overtaken by ukufuka kwabu fi. Ukufuka kwabu Kerenka. Ukufuka kwabu Kerenka. No. Even ndebe. So you need to begin winning hearts and minds of those PF voters in urban areas, in Bemba areas, on the Copper Belt, in Lusaka. That's it. They are potential supporters. That is how you win. Okay? So can HH and Chimbakambwiri form a coalition? Yes. They can form an alliance without problems. Will it be an issue? It could be an issue. I can foresee a little bit of an issue, but that is part of democracy. You don't just work with people that are like you. No. Because what you need is to deliver the people of Zambia from this thieving government and party. Because they are thieves, absolutely thieves. They are thieves. They are stealing so much. And President Lungu can't act because can't act because vanwanangwe varianangwe no kuiva kuine vevanangwe. That's why he can't act on 42 fire trucks that were procured at $1 million. Who is serious about corruption? $42 million for fire trucks. Wait. 48 houses atitakuwa bomwine corruption. Honeybee company each the supply image to the Ministry of Health. Money has disappeared. Imisebwesho bale panga. Kitwe Shingola Road. Vafisha pakati. Impia baiva. Shapwa. Nombe filindi. Efili. Fieka. Mokambo Chembe. Pamwenda. Mokambo Mwenda Chembe. Road. Vafisha pakati. Impia baiva. Shapwa. Now, how can you, if you are a serious president, how can you not see, okay, but there is somebody stealing all this? You can't act because, no, you are in it. How else can we say? Okay, but all these things are just happening. Ulesanga vyoko bacha abantu bareiba. Fumapo. Tubike po abantu they'll be interested in what is going on. Imagine, taushita bunga bakupera fye. Taushita bamalonda bakupera fye. Indeke taudipira, indeke ishabuteko shonza. Ama none. Na mufiri ndita upita moyo yo. Pantu nindeke shikusenda. Ichoni. From Lusaka, chagu tuwala kundola. Walandinga. Chidule landinga wakapokola walesa vyuta. Imagine, tausaka mananangu chimo yo. Na salary yobeta wikatako. Mulandu fyonse chalo chikushitira. Ero nombolanda titawokonka bwino abantu abari ibire chalo. Tachakusakamika iyo. Minister ngaisa tule kongola 2 billion wasaina weberareka biyo kongole. Kongola tuibe. Efyo ndanda. Ni kongola tuibe. Tafikusakamika iyo. No. Ero nombarero ukope utuma picture tuwabofi no kutusalanganya sana pa Facebook ati yo tulebomba tamulebomba iyo nimwe bakabwalala muleiva nikongola tuibe $18 billion in debt. Nomba tulubulule bwino tulondolole bwino twingire mu bushe. How did you get all these debts? 18 billion charishane alelo ndolola. If you tufire tuwakwatirela commission of inquiry into acquisition of this debt burden. Nomba iyo, ati mkwaitu alaya kuisa to go and have a commission of inquiry into privatization. Ala, mweba privatization happened in Kongole, bari tuwele raba sungu. And then the economy started doing very well. Nomba chija muafiru woko teka. Mwaibe mpia mwaiba anso kwena mwaiba ukuiba kwena au mwaishako. Ngakwali bana Nobel Peace Prize of stealing. I think I can nominate someone. Bantu takuwa about this kind of mismanagement of the nation. Roads money stolen. Money for hospitals stolen. Imiti supplying even Panado. Abantu aba anakutuma wapela kwensa munga ya kutira baibako. Imitisha ba very complicated atamalwele yaba sungu, Atamalwele imitisha shamalwele yaba sungu atisho baiba, If yaba complicated fimo. Kuma wapela kwensa. Nomba Panado. My fellow Zambians. Panado. Hii neve Panado ya white. Instead of supplying Panado ya chini, they supply Panado iafita nendalawa. And they distributed it to the entire country. Mwamu ipusha kateka ati he has no idea. No manisha chita kuteka pari. Nisha teka. Weka teka ngachakutira. You are surprised that Panado instead of Panado ya white, watuletera Panado ya afita nendalawa. Nishu shan. A commission of inquiry that we need. Ukuipusha. Nomba nishimu chitapa kuteka. Pantu tule umfuafi mwayoko. The lo Panado. It's black Panado. The Panado is black Panado. Black Panado. Eyo abantu bebide number to distribute. If you have a fear, watch to distribute the whole country. No. Iyo mkwai mwafiru woko teka. Iyo mwafiru woko teka landeni fie mwafiru woko mufumepo. Tubike po bambi na bobene bomfwe kwa manone. Eva chifere chao. Because 5 years or 6 years is a lot of time. Kubantu abali serious. Abalefu okubombera ekyalo. N'otu okubombera amatumba yabo. If maya ndefi balekula mu Lusaka fiyabo, if 48 fiyabo, ama Jericho fiyabo, impia balefu myakuyisa baleyiba epela. N'omwana wabo wine oko tuwumfuire kule Panji Kaunda ali sasa ng'omwana w'abalungu. Omwana w'abalungu Tasira atali asenda forest in Eastern Province ukubika ko fence around the forest ya chalo. Fence ukubika ko fence around the forest in Sinda and Petaoke. Elo nomba Tasira ayeba abantu ko bati ja forest nomba yaba yakwe. Panji kukana sana. Panji ebere kwena tamo napo apo bawishi bafumine from the presidency. That kind of corruption and recklessness. Echalengele Panji Kaunda. Okuyatumina kalata kuli bantu corruption commission. Abati kwena ne Panji nshamo napo. What has happened? Evere from the time that batata barete bafumapo. Bari isa Chiroba, basa isa Mwanawasa, basa isa Rupia Banda, elo basa isa Nasata. Evere ta monapo apo a child of a president. Aya bula fence to Eroayaku forest in Eastern Province. Okuyachita fence an entire forest. Iachal. Erwalandati yakwe. Efyo nalerandira njebere kwena oyo mukashana okutekanya n'okufuuka apalawishi. Ifira tulanda fweba ushati chimumbwa pala noko palawiso okuwama n'obutali bwine apalawishi nomba nabukerenka bwine apala nani apalawishi bantu takwabo omuntu wewakoba tulemoneko wafuuka bwino pali wedding pabwinga we wafuuka bwino lelo when it came to that land in Eastern Province wasenda fence wayachisa fence off a forest that belongs to the country at yaba yobe elo nomba ifwe tuilanda po ati omkwaya babali tekanya ati bali fuka ati bana bakwalesa firafire iyo mkwai. If you want to do things, do them on your own. Do not steal from the people of Zambia. Do not confuse the people of Zambia. Do not take things that belong to the people of Zambia. Follow the law and the constitution. When you do that, you're going to be a friend of the people of Zambia. But when you steal, no matter how humble you are appearing, the people of Zambia will know. Thank you very much for joining me today. Please like our page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Otherwise, have a great weekend. We'll see you sometime. Thank you.